Hello and welcome to the Pixels Without Borders podcast, episode number 15. And you are joined by myself, Lil Dob, otherwise known as Chris Sanderson. And on my right, you've got Comatose87, also known as Joe.
What's going on?
And then on my left, you've got Odin or Steve or whatever you like to call him from Terror-Byte Gaming.
Great to be back.
Yeah!
More than happy to have you back.
Yep, we're always happy to have you back. It's that anarchist cookbook. I want it.
You're not getting it? Man, I got that in play.com. What are you going to do?
This week we are discussing E3. It's happened, it's gone, and we've all watched the conferences, interviews, trailers, everything, and we're not going to go into everything in depth because that'd be pointless because we're not interested in absolutely everything that's been shown. If you want that, go to a professional podcast, which we are not. But we're just going to have an overview and just discuss it as we go on. So let's kick off with Microsoft's conference, who kicked off E3. Now, I'm glad that their conference, it was just games.
Yeah.
It really was just games, which after last year's E3 where it was TV, sports.
Oh my god, shut up.
Media
Exactly.
device.
One room media device. Unify your living room.
No.
Yeah, just like, you can plug your TV box into the Xbox. Who gives a fuck? I want it to play games. Which this year they have shown they are bringing games out. Now the games that they've shown, a couple stood out for me. A lot of people are talking about Sunset Overdrive, which personally I don't see the appeal. And usually a mental looking game like that where you're diving about, blowing shit up, comboing everything everywhere to get a high score is usually up my street. But to me, it looks unpolished and it looks quite boring. I think if it were faster paced, it'd look a bit more exciting, but it doesn't. It just looks really slow.
I like the concept of it because just he was breaking the fourth wall throughout the entire thing, and it kind of reminds me of, like, especially since there's a multiplayer, the art style kind of reminded me of Team Fortress a bit.
Or 13.
Yeah, or 13, yes. Kind of like that mixed with Bulletstorm, kind of. Just
Yeah,
over top bullshit.
that's what I don't know. It's something like outrageous and crazy and stuff like that. Usually gets me excited.
Yeah, I think it has potential. I'm going to wait until I can actually play it to reserve judgment.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I'm saying it looks boring, and to me it does from the gameplay trailers and such. Even when they announced the official trailer back last year, and people were like, that looks insane. I would just thought no, but I'll play it and give final judgment when I do get to play it. But it just, I don't know, just something rubs me the wrong way about Sunset Overdrive.
It's just another zombie game to me, and that's just been overdone recently.
True.
Yeah.
Well, they say it's mutants.
Yeah, they've got to rename it. They can't keep saying zombies.
Well, it's because they've overdosed on a fatal energy drink.
Isn't that what the world population's doing now?
Pretty much,
energy
yeah.
drinks, Relentless, Monster, Rockstar, Mountain Dew.
They do.
Shut up. He said that I'm totally drinking Baja Blast at the moment.
I am drinking a Monster Rehab. How do you think I feel?
You two drinking energy drinks, and I'm here drinking cherry cider. Oh god.
Well, this is technically like iced tea, so orangeade.
Oh yeah, I know which one you mean. That one's bad. Yeah. Is it an orange drink in Sunset Overdrive?
Yeah.
So if we hear Odin start convulsing over the coal, we know he's transforming. The next game that caught my eye personally, just because I'm a big Halo fan, was the Master Chief Collection. Now,
Yeah.
I know loads of
Fanboys unite.
that's it. Loads of people are saying you bought Halo for the 50th time and stuff like that. And to be honest, I don't give a fuck. Halo multiplayer, to me, best console multiplayer.
Yeah,
Period. It changed it for me. A lot of people say Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That brought the 60 frames multiplayer. Halo brought Unreal Tournament multiplayer quality to a console to me. And I just love the idea that all the maps, all the modes is online from every Halo. Well,
And Halo 2 getting the anniversary treatment, which I'm very looking forward to playing.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't own an Xbox One yet, but that is really pushing me to getting one just for Halo. And there is other games as well which were shown at E3. I mean, everybody knows what Halo's about, and the fact that Halo 2 is getting the anniversary treatment as well, and they showed at the conference Ascension, which is an amazing map in Halo 2.
Yeah.
I would just.
What was it they said? What was it? One console, one disc, and one seamless interface.
Yeah, from what it sounds like, you're going to be able to seamlessly play from 1 to 2 and 3 and 4 without actually selecting them individually, which would be pretty neat because you just keep going.
Which would be like
that would make for one good all-nighter right there.
Oh, definitely, especially like the ending of Halo 2. When I experienced that, I was like, "You bastards, give me Halo 3 now!" And we didn't get it until the Xbox 360.
Speaking of Halo 2, you guys seen Halo 5's trailer where it shows that other Spartan? And they're
yes, that's right.
First is looking for Chief. I'm thinking they're going to go back to that dual character story, switch back and forth like they did.
But most probably, which is not. It's not a bad thing. It would done well because all like that can fall on its face. But I like the idea what they said as well with the Master Chief Collection that you can compile your own campaign.
Yeah,
by
from
selecting
best all games.
Yeah, selecting your favorite bits from each game and like playing it all through. Now, for me, it'd just be 4 hours of jumping on the Scarab from Halo 2.
One of my favorite parts from Halo 2, which is actually shown in that trailer for Halo 5, which is not even gameplay part. It's just when you're giving the Covenant back their bomb.
Yeah.
Was that not how they opened the?
Yeah, that's how they opened the trailer. But
yeah, that were. To be honest, I love it all, and even though I'm not the biggest fan of Halo 4's single player, it's still good. But yeah, that I'm really looking forward to the Master Chief Collection.
They have that Halo Nightfall live action series that comes with the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, isn't Steven Spielberg doing that? Or isn't Spielberg doing a Halo series?
Ridley Scott.
Oh, that's Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott. No, Spielberg said he was going to be involved in one, but they've announced a couple different ones. Whereof I'm thinking there are two different things, and one's going to probably be like Xbox TV exclusive or something, because this
most likely.
Because this is what it sounds like comes on the disc.
Yeah, it's included with the bundle.
Either way, that's one thing that's pushing me towards an Xbox One. Another game that a lot of people don't know about that came out on the original Xbox is Phantom Dust. I'm not excited for it, but I did enjoy it. I only played it in Japanese though, so it was a case of just fumbling around the menus and figuring out what to do.
Wing it.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm surprised it's even making a comeback because it's not that popular of a game. But it's, I mean, a lot of people when they saw it, they go, "What's Phantom Dust?
What the
where's this come
shit?
from? Never heard of this." And then the next, I suppose after that, the only other game Microsoft showed that really piqued my interest was Platinum Games. They say, they say it's exclusive to the Xbox One. I hope they see sense and bring it to PS4 because it looks like Monster Hunter crossed with The World Ends With You, with the guy wearing the headphones and shit, and
Still
diving about.
I still
What
haven't
about
played
Fable
that.
Legends?
Fable, I've been put off since 3.
Yeah, 2 was good. 3, not so much.
3 was shit, and then Fable Time Crisis Edition, that was terrible. And if Peter Molyneux, whoever he is, this is going to be knocking on my door with his ears, making me sign something to say it's not an on-rail shooter, when it clearly is.
Yeah, this one looks like it does have potential with the multiplayer, and then the being able to play as just the villain. And
Yeah, that's pretty. Well, that concept seems to be getting more and more popular.
it
Yeah.
does.
But like Battlefield with was it the Commander mode or whatever it's
Yeah,
called?
the tablet thing, or however, like if it's available just on any sort of mobile device, is becoming a popular thing. But
If they
it
do it
needs to
with
be
this,
implemented right.
yeah. It didn't say
And
how it was going to be implemented with Fable, but
I imagine with the Fable, it's just going to be some sort of like live tower defense. You don't like, because obviously with tower defense games, the enemies go the set routes,
yeah.
so you can fail it so many times and then plan your perfect attack. Which I think that's where Fable's gonna shine a bit. It's gonna be one of them. I'll play it and then I'll have judgment on it. But when I saw it, I wasn't excited for it, just because I'm still waiting for my dragon from Fable 1. Molyneux, you big-eared cunt. Where's my dragon? He said you could ride dragons. Where is it? He's a liar. He's a
fucking
liar.
happened, bro.
It's just straight up liar. But yeah, yeah. The Platinum Games exclusive, that really got me excited, just because one, it's Platinum Games, and two, it looks like some sort of revved up Monster Hunter, which, as people know, I'm a big fan of. So anything like that, I will give it a go. I'll most likely love it. But for the Microsoft conference, that's all that excited me. What about you two?
I'm not sure whether this excited me or not. It did interest me with Project Spark. Being able to make your own game with preset things and whatnot seemed pretty interesting. But at the end of that, it kind of pissed me off. They just had a giant "fuck you" at the end of that trailer.
Yeah, with Conker.
With Conker, really, he just came up and says, 10 years without our own game. I guess we'll have to make our own. Like, really? They really should have just said, instead of Microsoft Studios, should have said, actually, fuck you. Kind of like what, did either of you guys seen what John Chun's reaction to that was?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god. Yeah, he literally like goes insane, starts coughing blood, and then like stabs his Xbox One to death and says, "I loved you, I loved you." It was like, oh my god. I liked Evolve's Kraken reveal. That looks like it's shaping up to be something really neat. Then there was we've seen this across like many of the conferences, which was AC Unity co-op campaign, which looks like to be like a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, that's right. Assassin's Creed was first announced on the Microsoft one. They might have been in depth later on, but this was just like the first view on it.
Yeah, it showed the quick assassination and such, and I've got to say it did. I like the idea of the co-op campaign in Assassin's Creed. It makes sense.
Assassin's Creed meets Les Miserables.
Yeah, without Hugh Jackman.
Like I said, we've already talked about Halo 5. I really enjoy, I do enjoy Halo. I'm looking forward to that, but as of right now, the only current gen system I have is the Wii U. So we'll see what happens in the future. I'm planning on getting a PS4 before I ever get an Xbox One, though.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go on, Joe. Carry
on. Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition EX Plus Alpha. Holy shit, that is a long name.
I like that Capcom have made fun of themselves for that.
Yes. It looked like it's gonna be just all out crazy bullshit.
Yeah, I like the idea of fighting a giant zombie M bison.
Yeah, that looked pretty awesome.
I hope that DLC comes with the PC version.
That would be awesome.
Even though it's really fucking annoying talking about Dead Rising 3, they have capped it on the PC to 30 frames per second because 60 frames will apparently crash the game.
Nonsense.
Load of bullshit, Capcom. You just can't be asked to optimize it, so it's going to be left to the community to fix your game.
Again. Yeah.
Capcom, I thought they were financially screwed there for quite a while.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I said it when they announced Dead Rising as an Xbox One exclusive, as the words just poured shit out of his mouth, exclusive. I said, nope, that'll be on PC or PS4 within the next year. What happened? We got a PC release, and I guarantee it'll come to PS4 as well, because Capcom need money. They released Dead Rising 2 and Off the Record on PS3. There's no reason for them to not release Dead Rising 3 on PS4. Who knows? Maybe they don't want to release it. They don't want Microsoft to release it because it'll look better on PS4. I don't know, but still, I'll get it. I'll get it on PC either way. It saves me £400 to play Dead Rising. At the end of the day,
yeah.
But I did like the trailer for the super ultra hyper EX Alpha Plus Dash, fucking just everything.
Yeah. It looked like it's going to be a lot of wacky co-op fun. Couple more games here that I was really interested in. We got to see a little bit more of the Division.
Yes, Division.
I'm looking forward to that. Wasn't that initially announced as like a PS4 exclusive or something like that?
I think they were showing footage all PC and PS4 at the beginning,
and
then I think they just said, well, we need to get it on Xbox One as well. Yeah, I like the look of the Division. I liked it when they showed it the first time. Yeah, I'm not excited, but yeah, I'll play it.
We got Ori and the Blind Forest, which looks like it's going to be a pretty good indie game. It was kind of sad at the end of the trailer, though, where its friend was dead, I'm assuming. It's like,
yeah.
You guys like the feels, really? I'm not sure much what else to say to that. I just like the visual style of it, and I'm hoping to find out more about it soon. And then there was Rise of the Tomb Raider. I really liked the reboot. It was just called Tomb Raider. Why the hell is this one's called Rise of the Tomb Raider? This is a sequel, folks.
I think it's one of those things because she wasn't a Tomb Raider to begin with.
But by the end of the game, she's fully fledged.
I think it's a case of like she's become more famous. It's like one of those things. She's become more famous, so she's rising as a Tomb Raider. Maybe
The Dark Knight Rises.
Like the Dark Knight Rises, without Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
Without the literal rise.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think it's a
without Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, without Winnie the Pooh as well. That's the special edition. Yeah, I mean, I still need to play the Tomb Raider reboot along with 1,000 other games from 2001. But yeah, that looked good.
Yeah.
Any other games, Joe?
Dragon Age Inquisition. I liked the first two, but again, I don't have an Xbox One, so we'll just wait to see what this has to offer eventually.
Oh, that'll get a PS4 release, just like
it's getting a PS4 release. It's
bound to come out on PC as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It was mentioned across 3 of the conferences because it started with Xbox, and then obviously since it's an EA game, and then I'm pretty sure they showed it briefly at Sony, didn't they? I'm not sure.
I can't remember Sony showing it.
I don't think it was in Sony.
I don't think it was. Now that you mention it, because I'm looking at my notes and I don't see it. But I mean, eventually it'll end up on PS4 if it's not already slated for it. But yeah, it was already shown a couple of times. I know that.
Yeah. What about you, Odin? What caught your eye from Microsoft?
Just that little extra bit of footage on the new Call of Duty.
Mm.
Looks like they're sort of trying to redeem themselves.
Yeah,
They keep
it's
sticking with the future war theme.
I mean, it looks interesting, and it's weird, really, because what's that film with Tom Cruise where he's wearing them like Titanfall suits?
Oh,
Oh
What's
yeah,
that
that new
shit?
one. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah,
Oblivion or something.
I give it
uh,
a pass whenever I see in the trailer. Remember that much?
yeah. I mean, it's not meant to be a very good film anyway. But they're wearing those suits that enhance the strength, so they can jump around,
Yeah, it's a bit.
things like
What do you call that other film? That new Matt Damon one.
that. Elysium.
Yeah, it's a bit like that sort of rig as well. It
Yeah,
does seem to be
and
this sort of superhuman, this enhancing skeleton thing, this exoskeleton.
and
So it's
it's
making more.
weird because they've brought it into Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and I was watching a news report, and they were talking about exoskeletons that soldiers could equip to give them like
Yeah,
faster running abilities and things like that. I was like, this is freaky shit.
I knew there's a prototype of help to help them lift heavier objects and things like that. It looks fucking weird though.
Yeah, I mean, obviously in 50 years' time, it's gonna be like Deus Ex shit. We're not far off that shit.
Nope.
Everyone walking around like gents.
Augmentations.
Definitely. Well, they already get augmentations to blind people.
Yeah, well, prosthetic limbs as well. You know,
Yeah,
they're getting there. Very close.
yeah, and they're getting there to work like proper hands and shit, and it's quite frightening, really. But going back to Call of Duty, Kevin Spacey, it wins.
See, he's keeping his role. He likes playing the president and things now. If you've been following House of Cards,
I haven't. I've heard that show is really fucking good.
he's keeping that presidential persona about him.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, I like Kevin Spacey anyway as an actor. I think he's a good actor, and I was surprised when I saw him in the leaked trailer. I was like, what the fuck's Kevin Spacey doing in Call of Duty?
Sure,
And
what was
then
Willem Dafoe was in something? What was he in recently?
Defoe was Beyond Two Souls,
That's right. Yeah. So more and more actors seem to be making their way onto games.
which is good, really, because I mean, back
Because
in the
graphics are
day,
getting better, so
well, that's it. They don't have to do
just voices.
FMV green screen Sega CD shit. Like, what was that game that Christopher Walken was in? Shit. It was on the PC. And I think
Mocap.
I can't remember what it called, but he's wearing like a fucking detective's like trilby and shit like that. Spoony fucking played it as well. Some sort of vampire hunting detective murder game or some shit. I'm
Sounds
sure
riveting.
it's just absolute fucking hilarious. But the fact that Christopher Walken's in it, you just think, I've got to play it for shits and giggles. But yeah,
Apart from
obviously,
that, nothing really jumped out at me at Xbox because I'm not really an Xbox gamer since the 360.
there you go. Now,
Um,
anything else, Joe, from Microsoft for you?
no, but the game you were looking for is Ripper.
Ripper, that's the motherfucker.
It takes place in New York City in 2040.
Yep, the game's so shit.
Yes, I'll definitely go and look that up.
Everyone
You've sold
play
it to
that
me
shit. It's just one of those terrible games. Like, does anybody remember Psychic Detective on PS1? I think it was 7 or 8 discs,
What?
Holy fuck.
and it had something like, I think it were 53 endings or some shit.
Damn.
And it were just QTE events, but it were all VCD quality FMV. And you just make random choices, and it's like change to disc 3, change to disc 2, change to disc 7.
Kind of like one of
those.
those choose your own adventure books.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's it.
Turn to page 40.
That's exactly what it is. It's a choose your own adventure book.
They need to bring out more games like that.
I'm surprised things like that don't more exist, especially with indie developers. I'm surprised nobody's made an indie developed choose your own adventure book in with 16-bit graphics. That'd be really cool. Indie developers, do that shit, because we can't. We think. But yeah, Psychic Detective. Look that shit up. It's shit. It's terrible. It's the acting prowess is probably on par with Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
Oh God.
I was only intrigued by it when I was younger because I think it was either 15 or 18 rated, and the fact I'd never played anything like it ever in my life, I was just intrigued by how many discs it were and how terribly bad it were. I knew it was bad back then.
That would have been one hell of a box set for a game, though.
It were a were it a triple? I think it was.
Imagine losing a disc for that, you'd be screwed.
Oh yeah, you won't be able to play it. But I remember playing it and always getting like the same 2 or 3 endings. It was near impossible to try and get every ending.
But have one hell of a strategy guide as well.
Fuck.
Oh, big time. But I remember I think it was either the case or the booklet, it had a checklist to say what endings you got.
Ah.
And it was just in unbelievably small print. That's how many endings they were. They tried to cram it on the size, like the back of a jewel case size.
Yeah, it's not going to fit.
It's. I want to have to see if I can buy that game now. I want to play it 'cause it's crap.
What was it called again?
Psychic Detective. I'm sure it was called Psychic Detective. Now, going back on track with E3, after Microsoft, we had Ubisoft. No, we had EA.
Yeah, it was EA.
EA. That's me fucking up right there. Yeah, we had EA. Now, EA, you had the obligatory sports games, sports. The main things that caught my eye personally with EA, pardon me, but
there really wasn't a lot for EA. Honestly.
no, they weren't.
It was like 30, 40 minutes long. Just like fuck.
Mirror's Edge 2.
Yes.
Refreshing.
Mirror's Edge 2, definitely awesome. I mean, big Mirror's Edge fan anyway.
Yep, I love it.
Even though it was nothing, I'm glad they're still actually working on Star Wars Battlefront 3.
Yeah.
Which I'm really glad about. And the other one that caught my eye was Battlefield Hardline.
Ugh. Payday 2 meets Battlefield.
See, I saw a lot of hate for it straight away. Now, personally, I haven't played Payday 2 yet. It is on my list to play. And I know it's just recently got an announcement for Xbox One and PS4.
That would be interesting.
They're doing a lot of remakes for.
Yeah. But I like the idea of the Hardline, the cops and robbers thing with Battlefield 4's. I hate to say the word, it makes me gag nearly every time. Levolution. Bullshit.
I was accepted for the beta, and I still haven't played it.
I mean, with all the way through E3, I had my laptop standing by. As soon as they announced a website, I was there straight away. Tap. Register. Don't matter what it were, even if I weren't interested in it, just register for it. And I played Battlefield Hardline a bit, and yeah, it's fun. It's, as you say, Battlefield meets Payday 2, which isn't a bad thing, to be honest.
It's not a bad thing. I've just never been a Battlefield fan.
Well,
personally,
there you go. If you're not a Battlefield fan, I mean, I'm not the biggest Battlefield fan. I haven't ever bothered with Battlefield 4, even though I want to. It's just too expensive, personally.
It's the community that annoys me.
Well, luckily with Battlefield, I've always had a group of friends to play with, and it's that same situation as, like, people know I hate League of Legends, and everybody says you need to play it with friends. Now, I know people that play it, but I'm never around at the same time as them to play it. so it's like it's wasted time on me.
Make new friends.
I can't make new friends. I'm antisocial. um, but yeah, Hardline's fun. Um, nothing groundbreaking, but it is really over the top, and I like the variety of vehicles that's in the beta.
The trailer did look pretty cool.
The trailer is the game. That's how like, hectic it is. That's what I like about. That's what I liked about it when I played it. It didn't like lie, it didn't glamorize, make it look better than what it should have done. But yeah, that's about it for EA from me. What about you, Joe? What excited you about EA, if anything?
Fuck, there wasn't. The EA was like nothing there. I have like the whole list of games written down. There's literally nothing. They did Dragon Age Inquisition again, and Mass Effect 4 like behind the scenes, and talking about how it's not going to follow Shepard or anything. And originally they said something about it's not going to even take place in the same universe, but now it's kind of jumbled whether it is or not, in my opinion. I'm not sure how that's going to affect things. Speaking of Mambas, there was that Dawn Gate that they were talking about, which I'm not a Mamba fan, so I don't really give a shit about. Battlefield Hardline looked okay, but I've never played a Battlefield game. Mirror's Edge is really the only game that I actually gave two shits about on EA's conference at all. I had a lull at PGA golf and them being able to knock a golf ball over a burning ship. Like, the fuck?
Yeah, even
Crazy
though
golf.
even though not a big golf fan myself, I still do play Tiger Woods near enough. I haven't played this year's Tiger Woods, just because I've never got round to playing it. But I'll most likely get the PS4 version of Tiger Woods. I enjoy playing it.
I just had a lull at that, and then The Sims Emotion. It's like, oh my god,
Yeah.
the fuck? I've never been a Sims fan anyway. I see no point in playing a game that's based on. I mean, it's not entirely based on real life, but that's the majority of it. You're playing as a character and you're playing their life. I'm like, really? What the fuck? If I want to experience real life, I'd go out and go to work. Thanks.
That's it. You create a life that is a life that is a life.
Yeah. Exactly.
Simception.
Simception.
And then got a lull at the sports games, especially FIFA 15. Feel the game. Another one, yes. And then there's always the obligatory Madden, and then there's NHL 15. And I never really played UFC games, but I just gotta call this one the UFC Bruce Lee edition, because really that's like only thing I give a fuck about is and that at all.
Yeah, the UFC game, it looks fantastic. I'm not like a hardcore UFC fan at all. I will watch it every now and then. If I don't have anything else to watch, I'll just download a show that's been on and just watch it. I did play UFC Undisputed when it first released quite a lot, and it was a nice game to play, but because it was from THQ, the online servers were fucked. Which was really annoying. So I'm hoping with this one, even though EA's servers aren't the best, they are generally stable on launch. I say generally because obviously Battlefield has just never been stable on launch. So I'm hoping this is stable on launch. If it is, I will be getting it for PS4 as well.
But yeah, I really, really liked Mirror's Edge, and I am hyped for Mirror's Edge 2. And so that's basically the only game I really gave a fuck about.
Yeah. What about you, Odin? Anything from here?
I was kind of hoping for more on Mirror's Edge because I still love and replay the first one. Thanks to the Humble Bundle. Remember the EA Humble Bundle that came out a few months
back? Yeah.
And it's good to see some of the behind-the-scenes footage from Battlefront and not actual gameplay, even though it was released or was teased over a year ago.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
So not really a whole lot else from EA, sadly.
That's fair enough. I mean, you know what we're getting with EA. You know exactly what they're going to show and things like that. And next, who followed EA was Ubisoft or Ubisoft, however you want to pronounce it. And you had that tall, skinny woman pronounce it. I can't remember her
Aisha
name.
Taylor.
Aisha Taylor.
That's her name. What? You two would remember that. I bet you've both got posters.
No, hell no.
No. I just remember because she voices Lana in Archer.
She does. She does. But yeah.
As soon as she stood on stage, I knew I wasn't gonna like her.
Yeah.
Was this her third?
Yeah, I think it's a third.
Apparently, she
E3.
kept going on about being in Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
She just likes to put across as I'm a gamer. It's like, yeah, you're here. Obviously, you're related to games somehow.
Well, of course. But yeah, Ubisoft's conference, it was Just Dance. I'm not saying what I'm excited for. Although Just Dance is a fun game because I do.
What was your man called? Sorry,
What?
your guy what was the guy called that announced that Just Dance thing?
I don't remember the Just Dance Now guy. Yeah, that was ridiculous.
He came out and he set up the game, and all the other people came out.
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, we're gonna get this dance to go, and then he just fucks off.
They just popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and he leaves.
Yeah, but
This mad choreographed to death routine.
Definitely. I mean, with the music and rhythm games and things like that, regardless of whether it's silly dancing or anything like that, I mean, I love Dance Central. And yeah, I got Just Dance 2014 on PS4. I haven't played it as much as I'd like to because the PS4 camera for motion tracking is shit. The camera's good, but for things like that, it's not the Kinect for that sort of motion tracking. You've got to play with a PS Move. But with Ubisoft's conference, was I excited about anything? Not really. I mean, they showed more Assassin's Creed. They showed some more Far Cry.
The Far Cry was pretty good.
Yeah.
Just do the main guy and it looks like the antagonist, the selfie sort of thing. That was
yeah.
And I had to get that image.
I did have a giggle at that. It's like, quick, let's take a photo. I thought that's. I mean,
that's
I like
the showing off right there.
Yeah, I like the idea of a mentalist antagonist. But apparently the image what they released, where it shows him sat there, just like stroking the head of somebody.
Yeah.
Apparently that image got a lot of like complaints.
Yeah, quite a fair amount of complaints about that.
And I haven't read why or anything. Do you guys know?
No, didn't read into it. Didn't really care that much.
I guess that they thought he was. They were complaining that he looked gay. I don't fucking know.
I heard it was something racist. I was like, what's racist about that? Didn't really read into it.
I don't know, but people are too sensitive about everything anyway. But yeah, Ubisoft's nothing excited me. Nothing made me think I want that demo. The only game that interested me was The Crew.
What was that other one? That sort of World War One documentary apocalypse thing?
Valiant Arts.
Valiant, yes, that's the one.
We mentioned that we're at last podcast. I mentioned that for games we're looking forward to. That looked really nice. The art style reminds me of similar to Banner Saga.
Yes, exactly.
That
sort of Trine as well. Trine sort of gameplay.
Yeah.
Sort of solving puzzles, sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a point and click style thing, and you know for a fact that dog's going to die.
Not from the trailer.
Not from the trailer. Everybody else is dead.
Yeah, he's just sitting there in the cemetery.
I don't believe it. They're going to kill that dog. Are they going to make everybody cry?
No, they're going to kill everybody else but the dog. What do you say?
Yeah. I'm not excited for those two, but I will play them, sort of thing. Like they were priority in the Ubisoft conference because The Crew. I always like a good driving game, and I like even though I can't believe it until I've played it, and to be honest, I've never been to America. I don't know the layouts and things like that. But the fact that to like some of the missions, because it's a driving MMO. Some of the missions can last up to 2 hours. One
It's
of
the scale, yeah.
Yeah, the one that they showed, were it driving from Miami to New York or something, like from either East Coast or West Coast.
They drove from like New York to California or something like that.
Yeah, they drove from coast to coast. Obviously, they sped it up, but they said like that particular mission would be like 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now that interests me because I imagine as you're driving, you're going to come across various challenges in areas to get you sidetracked. You're going to change vehicles to go across different terrains and things like that. Yeah, I like the idea of it. Wait for it to come, but that's about it from Ubisoft for me. What about you, Joe?
There really wasn't a whole lot for Ubisoft either. Again, there was AC Unity, which we just said looks really nice. I had a lull at the Just Dance now, and Just Dance in general. I'm not a kind of a Just Dance kind of guy. The crew did seem interesting, but I'm not like that big of a racing fan. I definitely lulled its shape up, especially when they played that first demo and the Eye of the
Oh
Tiger,
God,
and the Eye of the Tiger was playing. I was like, are you fucking serious?
why did you bring that up? That just I blocked that out. That was fucking horrible.
It was, but it was hilarious, especially like I said, especially when Eye of the Tiger played. And then Valiant Hearts was like really the only game that really I really was interested in. And then there was still like the only other game they really announced was Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah,
I
which
like the look of that.
Yeah.
they claim it's pre-alpha footage. I say bullshit. That was all pre-rendered.
It was all pre-rendered and scripted. You know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
people
straight
don't
up.
play multiplayer that calmly
Yeah, yeah,
without profanities.
Mhm.
yeah. I'm going upstairs. I'm deaf from above. Fuck off. You don't say that. You say I want to blow shit out of the ceiling and drop in on this cunt.
I'm so,
Exactly, word for word, yeah.
yeah, I'm sorry that I lost them. Oh, it's okay. Really? Really?
No, you
Man,
go. You
kick-
useless fucking cunt. What are you getting shot for? Why'd you lose him? That is not an accurate portrayal of online gaming. It
No, gaming has
lies.
never been like that online.
Never. Absolutely never. They lied to us. But I'm excited. I say I'm excited. I'm just glad Rainbow Six is making a comeback,
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
especially after what happened with Rainbow Six Patriots just falling off the grid because terrorism. It's frightening. I'll just go make another sandwich. But yeah, that's about it with Ubisoft from me. Anything else shine for
Uh,
anybody else?
a little bit more insight on the division, which looked quite good.
Yeah, they showed a bit more division. Again, purely scripted multiplayer.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that Valiant Hearts and Rainbow Six Siege did it for me. Valiant Hearts, it's that game style that seems to be becoming more and more popular. It's simple, it's cartoony, but it just looks great.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah,
I'll
definitely.
definitely be keeping an eye out for that. Was there any word on a release for it?
I think you can pre-purchase on Steam now. I'm not
Uh,
100% sure on that.
well, Valiant Hearts, I'm pretty sure comes out the 25th of this month.
Of this month? Ah, excellent.
Don't
Yeah.
say that. I don't have any money.
I will I will find the money for it.
Yay!
That's okay. I gotta find the money for my pre-orders, and I still I want to get that. Well, this leads into Sony. I want to get that white PS4 bundle.
Why
We'll get to
PS?
that.
Well, speaking of Sony, who came after Ubisoft. How do you pronounce that fucking name? Does anybody know how it's actually pronounced?
I don't know.
Pretty sure it's
Or is,
Open
Ubisoft.
open to
or is,
interpretation.
or is it one of those? Yeah, I just say open to interpretation can be said how you see it. So
PlayStation did have an
Ubisoft.
impressive lineup this year.
they did out of all the conferences, even though we've not talked about Nintendo just yet. Even
Just it.
though Sony's it because what it at the time while I was watching E3, it kind of pissed me off the entirety of it because I knew what was coming.
It's a good thing
And
about Sony, right?
Well, even Sony, I knew there was going to be a shitload of indie. I knew there was going to be Uncharted, GTA.
Oh, Uncharted was inevitable.
Yeah. The only
Another
one, the only one that surprised me from Sony, and I actually got goosebumps as soon as they said Bloodborne.
Yes.
As soon as they showed that, I was just like,
Coming in 2015.
Yeah.
that gives me time to try and get through some back catalogue, even though it's only it's probably going to be released in another 12 months, maybe. But still, Bloodborne, most likely a PlayStation exclusive, and
Yeah.
What else? The Order 1886.
yes, that when I remember I was actually watching it with Brian, and we were like, "What
Yeah.
game's this? It don't look like The Order." And
Mm.
it actually were. Yeah, the order looks fantastic. I'm excited for that.
That's also got pushed
Steampunk-esque
back to
looking.
next.
Say that again.
Me or him?
Uh,
s-
what one go at
Steve-O
a
said
time.
it was steampunk. Steve-O said it was steampunk looking. I said that's been pushed back to 2015.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. Back on track. I like even though Xbox, well, I say Xbox, Microsoft are bringing
Xbox.
indie titles to their system. Sony and PlayStation already had that planned a long time ago. They already got that ship fucking sailing.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got things like Hotline Miami 2, which
Yeah.
is going to have co-op. It's got a level editor. Yes, give it that bitching soundtrack that Hotline Miami 1 had, and I will be happy.
It was a badass soundtrack.
It's just fucking love it. And like the indie trailer that they showed, where it showed things like Broforce, even though I know it's been out on
Broforce.
Steam
Yeah.
for a while, or it's in beta on Steam. Yeah, that looks insane to play. That
Yeah.
looks fun. They just showed loads of indie titles that looked actually interesting.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, that looks fantastic. That really piqued my interest. I was like, really? That just the idea of it just like it's going to be one of them. I will spend 4 hours just looking at the tutorial if it has one.
Yeah.
Another one from Suda51.
Let It Die.
Even though the trailer for it wasn't a trailer, it was just some stupid live action advertisement. The fact that it's
Yeah.
Suda51, I'm a big fan of Suda51 anyway. I think I have loved every single one of his games.
Mm.
I don't think there's a game I don't like from him, just
Bullet Bill
because
Chainsaw.
it's just twisted. Now, while watching it when that trailer came out, while it were being shown,
Mm.
both Brian and a member of Pixels, Courtney Garvey, both said "fuck Suda51," purely based on Killer 7.
Oh yeah.
Now, Killer 7 is an acquired taste. I'll admit
Oh
that.
god.
It really is.
I have to give that game a second chance, but I could not stand couldn't
It's-
stand it when I tried to play it.
I think at the time it was too obscure, but I sat down and gave it the chance. I played it on GameCube originally, which was fucking amazing, and the PS2 version was dog shit.
Yeah, I had the GameCube version. So.
Yeah, the PS2 version was awful, but yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Metal Gear Solid 5. That would have been a nice reveal if the trailer wasn't leaked the day before.
That was grim.
Yeah.
It still looks fantastic. I'm not bothered. Love Metal Gear. I'll get Phantom Pain straight up.
I still need to get into Metal Gear. The only two games I
Yes,
have
you
are
do.
the only game. I only have two games. I have Metal Gear on NES, and I have Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I love.
Oh, you're
Revengeance.
missing out on so much, man.
I know. I know. I'm
Just-
gonna make the
just
the
get
HD
the-
collection.
Is it the 25th anniversary collection where it comes with everything,
Yeah,
or
is
does
that
it
don't
not? Or does it come with like one
I'm gonna.
special missions and the MSX versions or some shit?
I have no idea. I'll have to ask Brian about it.
Yeah, ask Brian.
Snake Eater, man?
I love the hell out of Metal Gear Revengeance, though.
I think you're the only person that I've heard that's actually enjoyed it.
I enjoy the hell out of it.
Revengeance
Platinum
is
Games all
awesome.
the way.
Revengeance
Platinum,
is fantastic. I love
Platinum
it.
Games
Not as
all
a
the
Metal
way,
Gear
baby.
game, but as
But I've,
just an action game.
and
2 and Revengeance I wasn't fussed on because I'm not a Raiden fan.
No, I'm not a Rider fan. I hate the hell out of 2, but the fact that I don't see it, I don't see it as Raiden, even though it is Raiden for Revengeance. I just see it as like Grey Fox.
Yeah.
isn't there like a Gray Fox suit that you can unlock or something like that?
There is, I think it's his like PS1 texture. I think is it the crimson texture that you can unlock on Metal Gear 1 or something. But yeah,
I'm still playing 1, back or on and off.
um, what else from Sony?
Another Batman title.
Yeah, the Batman title is that it's gone back to Rocksteady. Thank God. But I think they wanted. Well, Rocksteady didn't want to release Origins. I think that's all Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
They were like, we need more. We need another Batman game, so give it to whoever. Who did Origins again? Were it just Warner Brothers?
Here, let me pull my game out of the shelf.
It's a good job you said pull your game.
Pull my game. It was by WB Games Montreal.
Yeah, so it was done by Warner Brothers anyway, but this is a real next-gen Batman game, and it'll guaranteed follow the same format, same combat style, things like that, which is nothing wrong with that because it works.
Don't fix what's not broken.
Exactly.
The Batmobile turns into a tank.
See,
It's
now
the
the
Templar
Batmobile
upload again.
sections, those Batmobile sections, I'm looking forward to them.
I'm looking forward to the new Scarecrow. Looks pretty badass.
He does.
Yeah, he actually looks intimidating.
He's got the same sort of mindset as the Joker did in The Dark Knight.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's supposed to have like exclusive Nightmare pack or something for the PS4 version.
The PS4 all the way every time. Everybody who bought an Xbox One, it's a mistake.
I'm not even going to go Master Race on you guys,
Behave yourself. Ain't no Master Race shading here.
Long live the Master Race! Lol.
We missed out Little Big Planet.
Yeah, Charter would be all drooling all over himself if he was here.
Here. Little Big Planet. I like Little Big Planet just because I like Sackboy. He's a cuddly little bastard. You just want to cuddle him.
Little Big Planet meets Train.
Yeah. And I'm not sure on the. I don't understand why they've introduced new characters.
It's co-op. It's the new thing. Really
I know, but why not just give you 4 Sackboys again, or Sack girls?
Yeah, they've done that.
It's this whole special or unique abilities for different characters.
I know, but I mean, I'm not saying I don't like the new characters, but I don't understand.
What were their names?
Fucking hell, I really
can't.
I've
got them here. It's Oddsock, Toggle, Swoop.
Yeah, but while they were playing that, oh my god, it was painful to watch. It was just like jump up the wall, you useless twat.
I enjoyed the trailer though.
I enjoyed watching it, and I will most likely get it. I'm a Little Big Planet fan, but I haven't spent the time regarding like level editors and things like that. Just because, again, I don't have the time to delve deep into it. But some of the things that were created in Little Big Planet 2 and Little Big Planet Vita is beyond frightening. It's
what was the new thing? All the
That's
maps made in 1 and 2 or will be available.
All levels
graphics.
Which is fantastic.
It will look nice.
Then there was something about Far Cry 4 or being able to invite players even if they don't own the game.
Yeah, was that on Twitch or something? No, the PlayStation View thing or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the PlayStation
feature.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably get one. One thing that really pissed me off about Sony's conference was PlayStation Now.
Another subscription feature, I'm guessing.
Yes.
As far as I know, it's a subscription or a rental feature. Which the pricing side of it, I'm not bothered because nothing's been finalized as of yet. But
$100
hmm
that's
for
for
the
the
base.
for the uh, well, it was called PS Vita TV when it
The Vita
first.
TV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Vita TV.
$100, and I think it's £85 or something. Yeah,
It's not bad.
Yeah,
which
The Japanese version
it's
looks better. It's white, isn't it?
yeah, it's
yes, it
$100,
is.
and then there was
A bundle.
a bundle for 138 that come with a memory card and a controller and a voucher for Lego video game the movie,
Yeah,
the video game whatever.
but the PlayStation Now service where you can stream PS1, PS2, you basically are able to stream. What they're aiming for is Sony's entire back catalogue.
Yeah.
There's going to be 1,000 games on launch with a lot more to come, so they say.
Yeah, it's
So
like one of them um, being Ultra Street Fighter 4, which a lot of people leading up to E3, the main mentalist at Capcom, Yoshinori Ono, kept posting pictures of his Blanca figure that he always poses with and the PS4 controller. And loads of people were thinking, are they releasing Ultra Street Fighter 4 on PS4? And it's basically the PlayStation Now service because it can stream to all and any Sony devices with a network connection. Apparently,
yeah, because it's going to be able to be on Sony smart TVs.
yeah. So you won't even need to own a console. You
Just
just
need a
get a
controller.
controller and a Sony Smart TV. But they never announced any information regarding Europe getting a beta service again. America gave us some information about Europe. I was really looking forward to them to say PlayStation Now is available for beta in Europe now, sort of thing. I would have loved the share of that because I mean, even though the PS4 isn't backwards compatible, technically it would be with streaming of the games because they're using is it Gaikai servers, which makes the streaming possible. So you're going to be able to play a lot of games that you missed originally, and it's all going to be through your one device or many devices. So if you're out and about with your PS Vita at somebody else's house, connect to the internet, you want to play Last of Us, PlayStation Now.
So they're sort of competing with the Nvidia Shield in a way, aren't they?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just a game streaming service.
yeah, similar to Nvidia Shield.
I would prefer the idea of the Vita being able to do it because I don't like the Android interface of the Nvidia Shield.
Yeah, it is something to be desired. What else from Sony? Uncharted 4, that just looked fantastic. A lot of people are claiming bullshit as they did when they showed Killzone 2 for the PS3 for the first time. And they were saying that's bullshit, the game's never going to look like that. Now, it didn't look 100% like that with Killzone 2 when it was released, but it wasn't far off. They did a good fucking job, Guerrilla Games. Now, Naughty Dog, I think they have special access and early access to the hardware. I think even before E3 last year when PS4 was announced, I think Naughty Dog were already messing about with Uncharted on PS4.
Had they been, fiddling about with the engine?
That's it. And when it showed Drake getting up, looking battered, it looked fantastic. It really did. And I'm a big Uncharted fan anyway.
See, I'm not.
And the single player is good. What makes Uncharted shine for me since Uncharted 2 is the multiplayer. The multiplayer is fantastic. It's Gears of War crossed with Tomb Raider.
I still think that Disney needs to get on this and make an Indiana Jones game that's basically like Uncharted.
Yeah,
It would be too. People would compare it to Uncharted too much then, on Tomb Raider.
that's the problem.
That's the point. Who cares?
Well,
It's
that's it. Who cares? Because it'd be good because it'd be Indiana Jones, but
What, base
it's
it on the movies or just a completely new concept?
either. I don't care. Just give me Indiana Jones.
it wants to whip shit.
What was the wee dude called?
Short round.
Short Round, that's the one.
Yeah, come on, short round.
Step on a short round.
There's the multiplayer for you.
That's it. Or it can be local co-op. The person that you don't like, you make them play short round.
As like giving somebody the third party controller.
Yeah,
Uh,
that'd be funny.
No, you could be Short Round. It's my PlayStation.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, One thing I'm surprised. Well, not that I'm surprised, but I suppose you can say disappointed. Is Sony didn't show anything for Shadow of the Beast,
mm.
which we got a trailer for last year. That Shadow of the Beast was getting a next, well, I say a next gen remake, a just straight up remake. Now, for people who don't know what Shadow of the Beast is, it's a side-scrolling platformer, action platformer, which is hard as hell. You think Dark Souls is hard and Demon Souls? Bullshit. Play Shadow of the Beast. Those games are they are frighteningly hard. Even today. But yeah, I imagine that game would be like a God of War clone, which is not a bad thing. But one thing that it's I'm hurt by this. I'm still hurt by it, and I'll be hurt by it until I have a physical copy in my hands. If it ever happens, The Last Guardian.
Yeah, there was nothing on it at all.
Nothing.
Eh,
All it thing was.
It's not canceled.
Yeah, they're still developing it. How
Like,
long are they gonna drag it out for? I mean,
just as long as Duke Nukem.
Oh no, don't say that.
just as long as it doesn't end up the quality of Duke Nukem, I won't be bothered. As long as it's the quality of like Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But the guy that hosted the Sony press conference, he just looked like some sort of weird praying mantis with a goatee. I just wanted to punch him in the face.
I quite liked him. You know, he did announce the PlayStation Now stuff quite thoroughly, and can't really fault him.
And he just annoyed me, to be honest.
He's very smug. That's one thing.
Yeah, I think what made me not bitter, but I don't
You're
know,
jealous.
slightly saddened that Jack Tretton weren't doing it because he left Sony. So I was because Jack Tretton, all he said was content. That was his like buzzword. Content, everything content. We've got this video service content. We've got games coming out content. That's all
Well,
Jack Tretton said. Which
one thing that annoyed me with PlayStation is that there was one Vita title announced.
yeah,
They're
it's
supposed to be really pushing this console, but well, you know, one game at E3. Nah, that's not good enough.
I hope they
Well,
announce more like maybe at the Tokyo Game Show.
yeah, but I do give them, you know, their props. They did announce one game, but it was one game that is definitely worth mentioning.
What for the Vita?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
Grim
Over it.
Fandango.
Yep, Grim Fandango. Can't believe I forgot that. It's a good job you remembered that.
Oh hell yeah, man!
See now they've got Grim Fandango, obviously classic point and click adventure.
Long overdue.
It's that game's so funny.
98, man.
98, behave yourself. 98. So I played that when I was 13. That's wrong, though. That's wrong in every which way. But the game, fantastic. Absolutely love it. They need to get more of those titles, either onto the Vita or PS3 or even PS4. They need more classic adventure games. Now, I know Telltale are getting their games out there with Walking Dead. They're doing Borderlands and things like that. Apparently, their Jurassic Park game wasn't very good. Never played it.
Never played it.
But I love the Sam & Max games. I love the Back to the Future games. I like the idea of more classic style adventure games. Imagine a really nice, gorgeous, hand-drawn 2D beneath a steel sky. That would be the shit right there. Or even a real really nice stylized, redrawn Full Throttle. There's just infinite possibilities. Dreamweb. Oh, Dreamweb. That game's amazing. I'm going into a retro reminiscing comment right now. It's going wrong. But I think Sony, with Sony's conference, it pissed me off with Last Guardian. Pissed me off with PlayStation Now. I mean, I'm glad they're still going ahead with PlayStation Now, but just there was nothing mentioned for Europe. That's what got me mad.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's like they were sticking fingers like the rods up to the Vita to say, yeah, we're gonna push it, but
we're not going to announce anything for it.
Yeah, it's really annoying because the Vita is an amazing piece of kit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's absolutely fantastic. Even though it wasn't announced at E3, one game that's getting the cross-buy treatment, even if you've already bought it, which was originally started on the Vita, was Ollie. I suppose you could say a hardcore. What would you call it? An endless runner game with skateboards, where it is really punishing. That's getting a cross-buy treatment. If you've already bought it on Vita, you'll be able to download it on PS3 and PS4, which is awesome. I can't believe nobody's mentioned it yet. Destiny. Now, there's no need to groan like that.
That was just the middle finger to Microsoft right there. We got Bungie first this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been playing the alpha, and it's really nice.
Destiny September 9th.
It plays nice. It looks nice. It is nice. I just like the idea of it. A first-person MMO done right, I suppose you can say, because even though Defiance wasn't first-person, it was third-person MMO shooter. Destiny's done it better. Definitely. Anything else? Anything else from Sony, Joe?
Like I said, definitely hyped for that Destiny PS4 bundle, September 9th. It's too close. There's too much shit coming out this year.
Yeah.
I like the Dead Island 2 trailer.
Yes, that I can't believe I forgot to mention that. That's out of all of E3, regardless of some excellent games being shown, the Dead Island 2 trailer is my favourite out of this E3.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer for that game, because the first game it showed the girl falling out of the window and all things like that, doing all the sequence backwards, which made it seem like it was going to be a heartfelt, like deep,
right in the fields.
Yeah, right in the fields zombie game, and it was just a hack and slash RPG first person style. No wrong with that. Love the hell out of Dead Island. The trailer for the sequel, it pulls no punches. It tells you in the trailer what this game's going to be.
It honestly, until it was showing up Dead Island, I kind of thought it was going to be some sort of like zombie DLC for GTA 5 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought originally.
It could have been. I mean, it's not like they haven't done zombie DLC before. And Dead Nightmare with Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead or
yeah.
But yeah, that trailer for Dead Island 2, it just had me chuckling all the way through, especially the end.
It was a giggle.
Especially when it runs him over and he measures the trainers. It's like, yeah, woo!
Takes those shoes, yeah.
I was just like, oh god, that's brilliant. I think I've watched that trailer about 10 times, and the tune that plays as well, it's just appropriate. Obviously, they've chose it to go with it, but it really is appropriate. I can't think of anything else from Sony.
I'm excited. I've never played Grim Fandango, so I'm looking forward to getting that on the Vita. Because they
Hell
announced
yeah.
it for both that and PS4. The other PS4, I'm sorry, Vita game that they got a passing announcement, which I already knew about, but I was just surprised to hear them say this at the conference, was Tales of Hearts R.
Yeah, I'm surprised that got a
mention at
actually.
all. I'm really excited that that's coming out. I'm hoping that Namco will bring more Tales games that we didn't get out to the Vita or the 3DS or something, because there's 3 or 4 games on the DS that we never got. I don't care if it's digital download. Fucking give me those.
Give me the physicals, man.
I want the physicals, but I'll take whatever I can get at this point.
So Tales of Heart are confirmed for PS Vita in West. Finally.
Like I said, we already talked about No Man's Sky. Looks like it's going to be huge.
Yeah, I like the idea of it. That looks fantastic.
Uncharted 4, Thief's End. Interested to see how that's going to be. You've already announced The Last of Us Remastered, which I don't really think that it needed to be remastered, except to maybe fix some of the AI problems with the clickers. When your companions run up against them and they do nothing, but you get anywhere near them, they freak the fuck out.
Yeah, that really annoyed me playing The Last of Us. Yeah,
AI, a remaster already.
Yeah. It's basically it's The Last of Us, the HD.
Yeah, did that game not come out like less than a year ago or something?
I think it was about either less than a year ago or about a year ago.
It was a 2013 game, so yeah.
Right.
I think they're really doing it because Naughty Dog has registered a trademark for a second game, which I don't think The Last of Us needs a sequel. Does it deserve a sequel? Hell yes, it was a great game. Does it need one story-wise? Fuck no.
Maybe in the same universe, but from a different perspective.
Maybe that'd be interesting. Maybe see it from a different character who you meet in passing or something like that. That's see how their story starts and ends.
Maybe that guy that helps you that has all those traps in that city. Maybe the story or something like that.
There's many characters they could go through. But yeah, it needs to be cheaper. They cannot have the audacity to charge £45-50 for that game, because I want it not for the single player, for the multiplayer.
But they will.
I know they will. Don't shatter my dreams. Don't shatter my hopes and dreams. You're just a nasty person, you.
You're welcome,
motherfucker. But yeah, the multiplayer for Last of Us is fantastic.
Bloodborne looks amazing. Excited for that. I've never been a really big Little Big Planet player. I have the first one. I got it free. When Sony got hacked and all that shit, and they gave you free games. I got that as one of the games.
Everybody has a little guilty like for Little Big Planet. Admit it.
I like it, but I actually deleted it because I needed room on my hard drive.
I tell you what, they better have Stephen Fry voicing this bastard. If they don't, it's not Little Big Planet. Straight up.
Again, I need to get more into Metal Gear, so I mean the trailer looked pretty cool, but
do you remember the original announcement for the new Metal Gear last year?
Yep.
That was one hell of a trailer.
Yeah. It was like whale diving over shit, and
it was the one where it showed you all the different characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This year it wasn't as impressive. Now that what do you call it? It's already been out. What's it called?
What is that? Ground Zeroes.
Ground Zeroes. That's
yeah, the one that you can, if you know what you're doing, supposedly be able to beat it in like 10 minutes or something like that.
Oh, less than that.
I
think it's like 10 minutes or less if you do the bare minimums. But as a game, you've got to unlock everything. You
It's a
probably got
glorified demo.
yeah, it is
A
just
£25
like
demo.
Gran Turismo 5 Prologue was.
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, Gran Turismo fan, so I got Prologue the shit out of it anyway. I played Ground Zeroes briefly on 360, but it's fucking horrible on the 360. And sorry to any 360 owners out there, it is. Don't kid yourself. Ground Zeroes is horrendous on the 360.
But Kiefer Sutherland does. What's Big Boss go by in this? He goes by Punish Snake, doesn't he?
Uh, yes, I think so.
Ah, it is Punish Snake.
Um,
But a lot of people weren't fussed on him voicing Snake, but I quite like it.
well, it's like I mean, Brian gets really annoyed when people say, "I don't like Keith Sutherland, rah, bring back David Hayter," and just a straight up rage. And even though Brian would talk a lot of sense, sorry, Brian, when you get to this point of the podcast, he does bring up a good point. As you get older, your voice changes.
Yeah.
It becomes more strained. And which is what's happened with Big Boss and Keith Sutherland.
It's based before, so he needs to sound younger.
It's just after Peace Walker, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's Big Boss. So because it's not Snake. It's not Solid Snake. It's Big
It's not
Boss.
Solid Snake. But it's based early on in his life. Well, earlier on in his life. Where is that? It's.
Who the fuck knows? The storyline's all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
But it's not convoluted like Lost. At least you can follow the Metal Gear Solid storyline.
Smoke monsters and dinosaurs.
Where's Phantom Pain compared to like Snake Eater? Is it before or after?
After, because Snake Eater, he becomes Big Boss.
Ah, yes.
And then Peace Walker is getting the armor. And then Ground Zeroes Phantom Pain is, I think, and this is just my theory on it, Phantom Pain is going to lead to the intro of the original Metal Gear.
Nice.
That's my theory on it, because I think it's going to go through all the thing where they extract his DNA and grow liquid and solid and solidus.
And there'll be a nice little sort of cutscene there.
Yeah, it's going to show it, and then fanboys are going to go, "We want an HD remake of Metal Gear."
No, we don't. Leave it alone. It's fine as is.
This gun.
Some things are just sacred in all its 4.3 glory.
I feel asleep.
This gun is the best gun. Cool. Maybe we use this as a useless plot device in another game. Sorry, Metal Gear Awesome.
What else from Sony? I think that's about it for me.
That's about it. Yeah.
Now, the big one, I wouldn't even say it a big one, it was one that everybody was waiting to either fail or succeed. And from people's reactions, it was, I suppose you can say it was 50-50. You're always going to get haters for
There's been a lot of hate for the big N.
Yeah, for the big N.
There's been a lot of hate for Nintendo recently, though.
Yeah, there's been a lot of hate. And it, in a way, it's justified, and at the same time, it isn't. For early adopters of the Nintendo Wii U, unless you're a hardcore Nintendo fan, a lot of games aren't going to be interesting. And the multiplats you're going to play on the systems that they're better on, quite simply, unless you want to go for the gimmicky touch controls. Now, the actual Nintendo conference / show,
the digital event.
Yeah, digital.
It was an event.
It was in terms of how it was presented. It was the best one of E3. It was Robot Chicken style, and it was just having fun, which is what Nintendo is about. Now they showed Smash Brothers. Yeah, Smash Brothers, we all know what that's about, what to do. Make sure it's got solid online servers, because if it hasn't, the game's going to tank.
Yeah.
because the Wii U needs a solid online title apart from Mario Kart 8.
They're getting there. In fact, their online services are getting a lot better than especially with what the Wii had. Oh my god.
Yeah, the Wii online service was horrible.
Shit.
Only a few games actually worked right. And then you heard Nintendo fanboys explode everywhere in your local area when they announced the new Zelda.
Ah, yes.
Now, if that is real in-game graphics, holy shit! That
What was that,
They
is what
Hyrule
I'm.
Warriors?
No, not Hyrule
no.
World. I'm not talking about no Dynasty Warriors skin.
He's talking
Oh, you
about
At
talking about the
Zelda.
open? Oh, the
£50.
open world one.
I'm.
Yeah.
What are people been dubbing it? Uh, what is it now?
The
Sky
fan-
Rule.
I've already
Something.
seen mods to put Link in Skyrim.
Yeah, like people are crossing over names Skyrim and Hyrule and things like that.
Skyrim works.
But yeah, it's kind of like a mix between like actual pre-rendered graphics and cell shaded.
Yeah, which I mean, I'm a big fan of cell shade Link anyway.
Yeah.
Or Toon Link as he's called. But if that is real, if they can make that game look like that, I'll be highly impressed. And an
Mhm.
open world Zelda game with no restrictions. Now, it didn't work with A Link Between Worlds personally, because it's not an open world game, but this is a brand new style. It's not
I
going
could see
off.
the Wii U struggling that if it is that at that level of graphic content and being open world.
If maybe it'll show what the Wii U is actually capable of.
Mm.
It could be one of those. It could be like a killer app when you're always waiting for a killer app to show the hardware off. It's like if I wanted to show the PS Vita off, I'd show Killzone Mercenary,
Oh yeah,
because that on a handheld as it's mind blowing just to look at it and go, that's not a handheld.
great game but too short.
Yeah, it's multiplayer in it. Killzone
Uh,
Mercenary,
I
I
didn't
which
like
like the
that.
multiplayer.
Like Uncharted Golden Abyss, great game, really short.
yeah, again, Uncharted Golden Abyss, that looks fantastic, and that were a launch game. Absolutely fantastic. But this Zelda, with being obviously a new take and another storyline, so your Hyrule Historia is bullshit, Nintendo. And anyone who bought it, you've just wasted money. um,
I did buy. I got it free.
well, if you got it,
Yeah.
if you got it for free, then you still wasted money.
How did I waste money? I could have, he's like, could have just been to like, give me the damn $26. Okay.
I mean, it's a nice book, but they're still releasing Zelda games, so how can they have a definitive timeline? They
They
can't.
have they have a definitive timeline up till now. They'll have
See?
to work that in later.
Yeah, Hyrule
You know,
Historia Volume
on,
2
I mean, yeah. Eventually there'll be a volume 2 or
in
something.
another 20 years.
But
Yeah,
I'm,
I hope it's good. I
aside
really
from
do.
aside from the games that were like directly connected, direct sequels or offshoots from each other, there really wasn't an established timeline. People just wanted, you can give me a timeline, Nintendo, so they threw one together and made you pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, even though they claim bullshit, yeah, we have an official timeline for Zelda. No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop stringing people along, you lying bastards.
uh,
It's
I mean, it's neat to see what they came up with, but I don't think the games necessarily needed one.
no. I mean, personally, my take on the Legend of Zelda series, it's a legend
Yeah,
passed down from generation to generation, and
and
as stories or urban legends go, they get changed. Things
yep.
get added, taken away, twisted.
Hmm.
It's a legend at the end of the day. It's one. It's like I suppose you could say it's one person's telling of events
Mm.
around a campfire, and I could that'd be a nice. That'd that for me, for Zelda, if they ever stop making it, that'd be a nice like closure, like the end scene, like somebody reading out of a storybook, or people sat around a campfire, and it'll be like so many people as to how many Zelda games there is.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of what Nintendo showed, didn't show that much. They showed the new Xenoblade Chronicles X game, which I still need to play Xenoblade Chronicles more. But yeah, excited for that. And then one game.
Yoshi's Woolly World, man.
Fucking hell, yeah. Yoshi's Woolly World. Just tell you why that didn't crop up in my head.
Man, that game looks fantastic. And the new Kirby as well.
See, the
Kirby
new
and the Rainbow Curse.
Yeah, the Kirby game, it didn't. The animation and the graphic style, because it looked like Skull Monkeys with the clay models and such. It did look great, but the style of gameplay that the Kirby game was they did it on the DS when the DS first came out. I can't remember what that Kirby game was called, and it's not that it were a bad game, but Kirby's there to be molded, to be crafted into anything you could make it. They could have just done Kirby Superstar with that style of graphics. I would have bought it.
One thing Nintendo did this year that quite annoyed me was this jumping on the bandwagon. Was it Amiibo? Yeah.
Oh, fuck that shit.
I do think that it's an interesting idea that the fact that they are going to have individual stats that.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Each character's going to be individual.
It's going to be unique to your character depending on what you've played and how well you did, which I think is a neat idea. Especially since they say it's going to be able to go cross games, not just Smash Brothers, which I don't think you're going to need. I hope to God that they don't make it so you have to buy these figures to play as these characters in game. That would be fucking bullshit.
No,
it's just for stats.
It's just for stats. So you could have you could have an arena full of Marios, all to each person's play style with custom moves, stats, and so on.
And with that, they announced the Mii players, which I think is just kind of dumb.
I think that's just to utilize the Mii's because they don't get used.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the Amiibo figures, they're saying that there's going to be eventually be able to use them in Mario Kart 8. And I think that's interesting because then if you could use all the characters in Mario Kart 8, you could have Link and Samus and whatnot.
Samus and Mario Kart would be awesome.
Yeah, and Mario Kart would yes.
Bayonetta.
Yeah.
Bayonetta, if they make a figure of her, which would be that'd be freaking awesome. Speaking of Bayonetta being packed with Bayonetta 2 and coming out in October, hell yes.
That were a nice surprise because a lot of people didn't play Bayonetta 1. So
very impressive graphics as well.
Yeah, to release Bayonetta 2 bundled with Bayonetta 1 is a really nice thing, and haven't they put Nintendo exclusive costumes into Bayonetta 1 as well or something?
Yes. They put Samus, Link, and I think it was Peach costumes that you can dress up as.
Yep.
Just as long as they make the Samus costume, like, if they get some sort of stat boost and make it OP, I'll be happy.
And you can roll up into a wee ball. That's
what I'm talking about. The hair turns her into the morph ball. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, what they announced at the end of the Nintendo conference, what they seemed to be really pushing was Splatoon, was it?
Splatoon, yeah.
Now that I was watching it and I thought, yeah, this looks nice, this looks interesting. But I haven't heard anything since whether it's going to be a retail release or not, or a digital only release.
Yeah.
If they have the full on cheek to release that as a £45 game, they're kidding themselves. That game will not sell.
No. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was just gonna agree with you.
Yeah.
It's not gonna sell. As a digital title at $12.99 maybe, I'd be happy with that. The fact that it's primarily an online game and a lot of people and a lot of families that buy Nintendo consoles don't have a clue what the internet is. or they don't use it, or they think the internet's full of evil, so they don't connect the consoles to it because the kids might grow up and like murder a pigeon or something.
You're not allowed to review porn and learn how to kill things.
And that's it, which is basically what the internet is.
Tutorials and porn, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, tutorials on porn.
Oh, sorry.
Tutorials, porn, and bacon.
So much
Yeah.
bacon.
Yeah, there's
Epic
so
meal
much-
times, you're not helping.
But yeah, that Splatoon, it looked good, but it's got to be a digital title. It can't be retail. If it's retail, I will
Yeah,
not buy it until
I-
it's in the bargain bin for
I-
£10.
I totally agree with that. I think that if it's a retail game, it'll flop.
You're forgetting
know-
about something.
What's that?
Mario Maker.
Yeah, I was about to actually bring that up. Mario Maker. I suck at game create level. I suck at talking every fucking differently. I suck at level creators, but it looked really awesome. I'd probably waste a couple hours playing that every once in a while, especially since you can do both classic NES and new Super Mario Brothers
Yep.
style.
And it's all
Which-
the whole screen is like a grid as well, which
Mm-hmm.
makes it look like a lot easier to or position things.
I give it 5 minutes from those servers going online for somebody putting in their console to create a level that says some sort of profanity.
There'll be a giant penis.
Yep.
Definitely,
With
just
pipes
like
and blocks.
just like they were with when Halo Reach got released and people could like terraform their own levels, and there was one level that said "fuck Bungie" and it was just a massive cock ejaculating.
I remember when you could do that with, when you first started to be able to use the level editor, there were people like making naked women out of armor and guns and whatnot. I was like, really? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, are you that bored and retarded? And
Well,
Yeah.
that's it. You give people the ability to create anything, and they're gonna use profanities. They're gonna create obscenities and things like that.
They're gonna have some sort of review period whenever you upload your map,
Oh, definitely, they've got to like.
especially with Nintendo because
Oh, definitely. I mean,
their user base is quite young.
I mean, I remember when I first got my Wii U, I posted something and my post got moderated.
Yeah,
No,
there'll be a lot
that
of
was it. It was my profile. I put in the Pixels Without Borders Twitch TV address, and my profile got moderated. I had to remove it. I was like, what? Why are you moderating that? Check the page out. It's just a streaming page. Stop being so strict.
Maybe they
Wow.
checked out your page and was like, yeah, young people don't want to see this.
Yeah.
um,
But I've got to say, out of all the conferences, Nintendo were the weakest personally.
mm,
Even though they showed some nice things, and also they didn't show it in the video, but it was an interview after Star Fox,
yeah,
Wii U.
That
That
should
was
have been
the-
in the main event.
it should
yeah.
have been.
That should have been the main reveal next to
From-
Zelda.
From what they've been seeing a little bit of, it looks like it's a lot of motion control to it. I hope they have a alternate place style to it, like they do with Mario Kart.
Oh,
Because-
they've got to learn from Sony's mistake with Lair,
Mm.
making it 6-axis control only. Unless
Um,
you do remote play with PSP, and then you can control it on analog stick, not a problem. But yeah, Nintendo's. I'd say it was the weakest for me personally. I don't know about you guys. Who was your weak link in 3?
I don't.
No pun intended there.
Well, I'd have to say EA just because it was so fucking short. So fucking short. I was like, I'm not even sure I have one that's my strongest. I'd have to say Nintendo had the most games I actually was interested in because I actually really looking forward to Hyrule Warriors and Bayonetta, and then Star Fox should have been the main reveal, but it wasn't. They talked about two other, they obviously talked about Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire remakes. And I'm really surprised they're making a Captain Toad game that mini game that was in Super Mario World.
Yeah, the 3D world.
Yeah,
That has to be a digital title.
that has to. Yeah,
But Nintendo, I think, are starting to become a bit greedy, and if that becomes retail, they're really going to shoot themselves in the ass.
yeah. I mean, it was a fun little mini game, those little world levels, but as a full game, I'm not quite sure. And if it's a retail game, bullshit.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Odin? Who are your strongest, weakest?
For hardware, I'm gonna have to go with PlayStation because I'm still very interested in this Vita TV concept that they're working on.
Yep.
And strongest, just for the entertainment factor, I'm gonna go with Nintendo.
Robot Chicken, and then
Robot Chicken. Yeah, that just I wasn't even supposed to watch it, but as soon as I seen, was it Reggie as a Robot Chicken character, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even though it was toned down from what Robot Chicken normally is, it was still pretty good.
Yeah, it was still entertaining, definitely. I mean, any other highlights from anybody? I mean, personally, the only other company I watched out for was Square Enix, and that was just to watch their Final Fantasy 14 interview where they revealed 2 extra classes.
What was it, a
Yeah.
Rogue and
Rogue and Ninja.
Weren't they
Ugh.
talking like Final Fantasy 14 for like 2.5, 3 hours?
Yep.
Yeah, they were, and it were a
Painful.
fat guy that looked like Francis,
it was
Yeah.
Francis?
the YouTube personality.
Pretty.
I think the Japanese chick was fucking hot though. She
Behave
was.
yourself. That shit's for private alone time, candles and lotion. But that was the main thing I watched Square Enix for. The rest of the companies, I just catch as time went on. There was nothing that really stood out for me. Like nothing that makes me go, I want that in my face now.
Must go to buy almost game and spend all my money.
I just want to spend it again.
Good point, actually.
What about you, Joe? Anything outside of the main conferences that caught your eye?
Not really. I forgot to mention this. I'm really upset that they didn't talk about Shin Megami Tensei Cross Fire Emblem.
Yeah, that were another one that just it's like kind of fell into the abyss.
It's fallen into the abyss, especially since Sega's bought an Atlas. It's just kind of like. Bleh. There was something else I was thinking about, but I just kind of lost that. I know they announced 2 other Smash Brothers characters. Lady, whatever, the goddess from Kid Icarus, and Pac-Man.
Yeah, where the fuck did Pac-Man come from?
Yeah, well, it's kind of like where the fuck did the Wii Fit trainer come from? Fuck.
From their
Well,
extensive range of characters, they picked that.
Ask Pikachu because he seems to stalk her.
And didn't he stalk Samus before?
Yep.
We all know what Pikachu wants to do.
Definitely. What about you, Odin? Anything outside of the main conferences that caught your eye at E3?
To be honest, no, because I didn't. Tried not to follow it after, because I don't have that much free time.
That's what I was saying. No Fallout 4.
No Fallout 4.
No Fallout 4.
There doesn't need to be a Fallout 4 just yet.
Yes, there does. Yes, there is.
Yes, there does.
Yes, there does.
Yes, there does. Because I
yeah.
speak English.
English.
After
English.
I mean, after my initial reaction to E3, as people may have seen on the Pixels page, was I wasn't that impressed. But after I've let like the trailers sink in, the conferences sink in, and I've had time to think about it, it's an impressive E3, especially for 2015. 2015 is going to be one hell of a year for gaming, for sure, across all platforms. 2014, you've already got titles coming out, but like the big releases, 2015, I think it's going to be a good year for gaming.
Yeah.
Lots of new graphics cards coming out, current hardware being utilized. Yeah, I can see that.
Definitely. In terms of E3, I think I think we've covered it all.
Yeah, they didn't give too
Yeah.
much away, but they gave just enough.
Just
Yeah.
enough to keep you interested and excited. Now, I know Odin has got to go very soon, so we'll quickly go into games that we've been playing. So, Odin, you go
Ah,
first.
I've just finished playing Wolfenstein: A New Order.
What do you think
Great
to
game.
it?
Loved it.
It's
And
it's got a nice graphics engine and it plays just like the original. I thought.
Plays fantastic, and little Easter egg. Did anyone else find the Nightmare Bed?
yeah,
Yes.
Of course.
I
lots
just,
of lots of references like that. You know, even if you see a computer screen, you see the
Yep.
original Wolfenstein on it.
Yeah, and it's the only thing I was disappointed with the Wolfenstein game was there was no multiplayer.
Yeah.
If that had multiplayer like Return to Castle Wolfenstein,
mhm.
that'd be
And,
the shit
and
right there.
that ending, it was a tad generic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and which it was kind of spoilerish, but which person did you choose to live or die?
Uh, Not Fergus, the other one. What was his name? Wyatt?
Wyatt, did you choose him to live or die?
Die? He was
Die.
annoying.
If you actually if you let Wyatt live, there's actually a Jimi Hendrix. In fact, the guy is pretty much Jimi Hendrix, who's instead of that crazy lady, it's Jimi Hendrix who's in the circle.
Right, I'm going to be playing it again.
There's literally a scene where Blazkowicz picks up his guitar and Jimmy's like, "You play," and he gives him some sort of psychohallucinogenic drug, and he just goes on this weird ass trip and listens to Jimmy play the guitar. They just call him Jay, but
It's subtle.
they talk like him. He plays the guitar just like him, and then there's it's Jimi Hendrix.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
that's
I'm
close
gonna
as well.
kill another 8 hours and play it again.
Throw it on easy and make it 4 hours.
No, what's the point? I don't know. I suppose second playthrough. I might go around and try and find all the gold items as well. Maybe some of
Yeah,
the records.
And then also instead of health pickups, it's armor pickups for your upgrades.
Ah, yeah, that's all I've been playing recently. Well, on Minecraft as well, because the server.
I've noticed. I need to get in on that and cause havoc. I need to create what I created on the Xbox Minecraft, which is Club Tropicana. And I made up 2 signs: drinks are free. And the one at the back of the club was fun and sunshine.
But what
Well,
about you guys?
what you been playing, Joe?
I have been playing a bit of Wolfenstein. I'm doing the alternate timeline with the other character, uh, being alive and dead, whatever. I played a bit of that. I've been playing COD Ghosts because Don and Raiden wanted people to play with him, so he bought it for me because it was $20 on Amazon.
And
So,
when is he gonna be tickling your ass
not at all.
after he's bought your ghosts?
I paid him. I paid him back via PayPal. And played a couple matches of Titanfall, which nobody still wants to play with me.
No, it's not that nobody wants to play. We just have other games to play right now.
Yeah, whatever. And then as part of my backlog challenge, I completed Resident Evil 0.
Did you enjoy it?
I did, despite the fact that I fucking hate the tank controls. I got used to them, and I think dropping items and backtracking is tedious as fuck. So I did enjoy the game more than I thought I would.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Been playing anything else?
Not really, no.
No. Well, games I've been playing. I've finished Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns. The ending, it summed up the game perfectly. Basically, it comes full circle and it doesn't really leave any questions, but the actual gameplay mechanics for that game are frustrating as hell. It's on a time limit like Dead Rising,
So
but it's not like Dead Rising's time limit. With Lightning Returns, you've got certain quests at certain times at certain areas, and you have no way of knowing these unless you speak to every person within every hour of each day. So I mean, I think I played through it 5-6 times before I actually got to the end and the end boss. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm a Final Fantasy 13 fan anyway. Despite the hate the series gets, I enjoy it.
Final hallway.
I've been playing Hyperdimension Neptunia. Now, this what I'm about to say doesn't make sense, but it does to me. The game is really boring to play, but the story is interesting enough to keep me playing.
I can understand that.
And I was reading a few things because the tutorial for the game, it doesn't tell you anything. It tells you how to do it, like how to attack and things like that, but it doesn't actually tell you where or how to do upgrades, what this mechanic is, that mechanic, the other mechanic. It doesn't explain anything, which is really annoying. And if you don't spend the time figuring it out, you're not going to enjoy the game. Apparently, the sequels are better, but I'm going to play this one and then go on because I've got the second game and I know the third game is out, which is Victory, I think. And the Vita remake is a remake of 2, I think. I can't remember exactly. What else have I been playing? I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 again. I had a small break from it, and I've just been leveling my other classes just for something else to do because I'm sick and tired of trying to grind Atmas, which is
Making clogs.
I made clogs for ages. I might make some tonight. Put some like fancy design on Ellen John classes and shit. And then I've been the past 2 days. I've really got into Watch Dogs.
Cool.
The story's okay. Revenge story, nothing amazing, no major plot twists as of yet. But where that game really shines is the multiplayer, big time. It's as we were talking earlier about tablet controls or tablet apps to go in coordination with the game. Watch Dogs does it perfectly. Now you can have an Android device or iOS device, whether it's a tablet or a phone, and you can use the CTOS app. You don't even have to own Watch Dogs. You can basically you control the government, you control the police.
And you don't need to own the game to do that.
You don't need to own the game at all, and it doesn't. You can connect. You can link your PlayStation Network account. You can link your Xbox account. You click Quick Game or Quick Match. That's the option you get. You got an option to customize like a route, because basically when you connect to somebody with the CTOS app, they have to get through a series of checkpoints while you're trying to destroy them. Now, what the person on the tablet or phone sees, they see a red icon. If the person's on foot, it's a dot. If they're in a car, it shows like a little Lego car sort of thing, moving around the map real time.
It's interesting. Why can't they make it for Windows? I have a Windows phone. Damn it.
That's where you just unlucky. There might be a Windows app. You'll have to look for CTOS.
I doubt it'll be there.
And it's kind of tower defense game, because as you are chasing the criminal, as the call, or the hacker, whatever you want to call them, you gain like points to summon police cars and things like that. And while doing it, you can I think it's an update to the app, because I only just noticed it today while playing. You can send messages to that player and it pops up on their screen. So I was just sending messages to this one guy, just like having fun. Did you like that explosion and things like that? Now, the one thing with that CTOS app, which is frightening, it's wrong, but it's also hilariously entertaining. You could add somebody you don't even have to play with them. You could just add them, and when they're online playing Watch Dogs, when they're connected to the servers, you can just watch them.
Okay.
You could just watch them roaming about the map. It'll tell you when they've killed a civilian. It'll show when they're getting chased by police.
Well, it's sort of in theme with the game, then, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what's it. I suppose you could say it's quite revolutionary in terms of the multiplayer aspect of a game.
Creeping.
I'm not sure if you can send messages to players that are being watched. I need to try it later.
That's a bit too much.
If you can, that's straight up frightening. But I like the idea of it. But also, to keep you playing it, you level up on the CTOS app. You unlock perks to unlock stronger police, a better helicopter to follow the players and things like that. Anybody who's got an Android or iOS device, I can't stress enough, even if you don't like sandbox games, this is not a sandbox game. The closest I can describe it to being is a tower defense game. And it's just worth it in every aspect of the word. It's free. It's a free app as well, which makes it even better.
So do it.
Yeah, just search in the App Store or Google Play Store or whichever, CTOS.
CTOS.
And you'll find it. It's there. It's free. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't like the idea of it, but you're gonna need it anyway. You need to sign in or create a Uplay account, which is Ubisoft's own DRM bullshit, just like Origin is to EA. But you're just creating an account. You don't have to download anything extra. You sign up using him, email, standard shit, and then you're on. And what I like, you link the PlayStation and Xbox accounts. It doesn't tell you whether the person's a 360 user, an Xbox One user, PS3, PS4. You just know it's through one of those networks. And after you've played with someone, you can add them as a friend. And what is really creepy, it doesn't tell them that you've added them. So you can really stalk someone on that game if you wanted to be a bastard.
Nice.
Which is quite frightening, but as you say, it's in theme with the game, with the hacking and so on. But that's all I've been playing, and I've got to say thank you to Odin big time for joining us on this podcast, because we did have Trotter and Brian. Brian's feeling under the weather. Trotter is looking after his newborn. And yeah,
no problem.
Big thank you
said,
for coming on the podcast, and it was within very short notice, so it's even more appreciated.
Yes, you know me, I'm always here.
Definitely. And for people who don't know, maybe missed Terror-Byte Gaming when they first came on the podcast, search Terror-Byte Gaming on Facebook and just everything Terror-Byte Gaming. Join them. They're a good group of people. They talk
part of our little
PC.
community.
Stay away from shite, as Joe calls him, because he plays League of Legends.
Oh shit! Oh, Zaid. we call him shite too. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, stay away from him because he plays League of Legends.
Yeah, them MOBA players.
But yeah, a big thank you to Odin, and that was episode 15 of the Pixel Without Borders podcast. Luckily, it's not a two-parter. I think it would have been if it would have been four of us. And thank you for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, people.
Yep.
Bye. Bye.